I'm McKenna,
I'm Townsend.
and we're doing cognitive behavior therapy for self-harm.
Self-harm is an act of causing harm to oneself, either by causing a physical injury, placing oneself in dangerous situations, or self-neglect. Some symptoms would be depressive mood, negative belief system, negative emotions and behavior, self-harm as coping skills, cutting, burning, overdosing.
So the purpose of cognitive behavior therapy is to seek cognitive change by modifying the patient's thinking and beliefs about themselves and the people around them. Also modifying their dysfunctional or unhealthy behaviors such as the cutting or burning, ODing, whatever it may be. But ultimately the goal of the behavior is to change the behaviors through positive thoughts about themselves, others, and their worldview.
Goals and objectives: solving the client's underlying problems, improve the client's emotions and behavior, introduce positive coping skills for clients.
So who is this cognitive behavior therapy for? Kaveshri and I designed it to be obviously for people who have an issue with self-harm. This can be for anybody with diverse levels of education. You can have a 4th grade reading level, you can have a PhD, it doesn't matter. Also for diverse cultures, it doesn't matter your nationality, your ethnicity, what you believe, what you don't believe. And also for ages between 18 and 25, we picked this because around this time, your brain's still developing, but around 25, your brain's pretty much done developing. So you should be able to work through when your brain was developing and now that you're finished, how you can change this. And it's for both men and women.
Group structure: no more than 7 people in the group. Because sometimes when there's more than 7 people in the group or a higher number, some people get nervous and don't want to talk to other people. Close any group. So once we start the group, and if someone decides to leave, no one else can fill their place. Bi-weekly basis for 1.5 hours. 12 sessions, approximately 3 months. Classroom with bright views and appropriate lighting. Clients will be formatted in a circle.
So this is how we kind of outlined how we were going to run the group. Session 1 is just going to be an introduction. That's your icebreaker. That's your confidentiality. Tell them how long the group is, when we'll meet, what time we'll meet every other day throughout the week. And then sessions 2, 3, and 4 is when we're going to do the psychoeducation. We'll teach them about CBT, and we'll start to explore their underlying problematic issues that they're having, why they're cutting, what may be bothering that's causing them to cut, or use whatever their method is. Session 5, 6, and 7, this is going to really just work to improve their thoughts, emotions, and behavior. We're going to try and correct their negative thoughts and produce better behaviors by correcting those thoughts. And then sessions 8, 9, and 10, we're going to work to introduce coping mechanisms and give them a type of relapse intervention. And then session 11, we're going to make a plan for how they can deal with these stressors outside of group and kind of recap on everything we've learned. And also in sessions 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11, we'll talk about termination, just kind of remind them it's coming close and whatnot. And then session 12 will all be about evaluations for the group, for themselves, for the leader. And also, we'll have like a little potluck and give them a gift to remind them of their time being in group. So the session that we're going to do is going to be session 5. And then this is just kind of the outline for it. And then here is our reference. So we're going to start session 5. Kaveshri is going to write on the board while I talk to you ladies. How's everybody today? Good? All right. So, today our little itinerary is we're just going to do a little role play. We're going to identify the thoughts and feelings that we may be having that cause us to self-harm. We're going to look at how they can change our behaviors. And then we're going to present to you guys the 3 steps of cognitive self-change if we have time, and then wrap up. So, today we we are gonna look at how people thoughts, feelings control the way they act. And this is an important idea because it points to ways that we can control our own ways of acting by controlling our ways of thinking. So this is new and exciting to all of us. We can look at the thoughts and feelings and get to the underneath conflict. So we just wanted to go over some brief definitions so everybody's clear of what thoughts truly mean, what feelings really mean, and what an attitude really is. Because sometimes thoughts and feelings can get kind of mixed up. So as soon as Kvetri is finished writing, we will go over those. Does anybody have any ideas or like of a definition of what thoughts or feelings or attitudes may be? No?
Within your head, a thought.
For sure. That's a good one. All right, so thoughts are actually ideas or words, like Kate said, that are in our mind. Feelings are emotions that go along with that thought. So you can have a thought that you don't like somebody, but an emotion would be you're angry. So things like that. An attitude is just the thinking that goes on behind our particular thoughts and feelings. So all of us get attitudes at one point or another, so we all know how that works.
Let's start by imagining a scene between two people. Can we have 2 volunteers to role play for us?
Andrew? Okay, come on. We're just gonna step outside. I'm gonna step outside in the hall, and kind of explain to you what's gonna go on. Just explain that it's gonna be like a conflict. Okay. It's gonna be real fast. Less than a minute.
Okay, so while she's stepping out in the hallway, she's going to be explaining to them. They're going to play a skit. One of them is going to be the person who is the employer, and the other person is the person who has a job. So it's going to be a boss and then an employee. And they're going to have 2 conflicts. It's going to be a conflict between them 2. And then afterwards, they're going to share their thoughts and feelings of what was going on while they were having this conflict, going back and forth, arguing. And then after that, we're going to ask you guys to explain to us what type of thoughts and feelings you guys would have had.
That sounds fun. Why are you late? I don't care. This is a job. This is a job. I hired you to be on time.
You know what? Fine.
That's fine, go.
You don't care.
Go.
Okay, fine. So if I come and say
Go
you're
ahead.
not here, okay, fine.
I'll replace
So
you.
jump off the bridge apparently
Okay,
since
bye.
this job is just so
That's
important.
fine. You can take care of your expenses. You were
Okay.
late today.
Alright.
Okay, bye.
I'm gonna go cut myself.
That's fine. Okay, good job, ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you, Janine. Thank you, Kate. So, obviously we saw that Janine was late for a reason, for her kids being sick. But Kate didn't care. Kate, was like, this is a job, don't be late. And obviously those feelings those actions that Kate presented made her feel inadequate, made her angry, made her feel like she wanted to cut. So so I just kind of want to maybe go around in a circle. And what are some thoughts that you guys have when you want to cut yourself? What are some thoughts that may be going through your mind? Maybe your mom made you mad, so something she said. What are some thoughts that make you want to cut yourself?
Or in Janine's instance, her boss didn't care about her and was making her mad, so she wanted to cut because she felt like no one cared. Megan, can we start with you?
When I don't get my way.
I agree with that one.
We'll tally by that one. What about you, Kelsey? Stress. What thoughts do you have when you're stressed? Because stress is really a
I
feeling.
feel like, well, it's just, like, when I'm in stress, it's like thoughts of just stress. Like, I can just think about something that happened and then I just start stressing out.
Like bills, papers, what type? Like work?
Bills and
So
work.
thoughts about paying bills.
Mhm.
Okay, let's try that. Amber, what about you?
Mine would be thoughts about schoolwork.
Schoolwork. Money, okay. Sam?
I don't understand.
Okay. Kate?
I say school and papers.
School and papers.
So their schoolwork in general?
Brooke?
Oh. So like negative about
About anything specific?
loneliness.
About being lonely? Yeah. Okay, okay. Well, thank you all for sharing. If you don't mind, we're gonna go back around in this circle, and talk about the feelings that go along with our thoughts that make us really wanna harm ourselves. So, for instance, Megan, like, when you don't get your way, what type of feelings do you feel?
Angry.
You get angry? Okay.
Or sad.
Angry, sad? And when you get angry and sad, you wanna harm?
Yep.
What about you, Pepper?
I get irritated.
Irritated? That's a good one. Chelsea?
Angry, frustrated.
Frustrated, that's a good one too. What did Sally about angry for this year? You know?
Frustrated, stress.
Frustrated, stress. Richard?
Anxiety.
Anxiety. Feel anxious? Janine?
Stress and alone.
Stress. You know what Kate? Worthless?
Okay, I'm not
Worthless.
It just all builds up, you have to get it out somehow, so.
Okay, so if we look at the board, a lot of us feel stressed out from schoolwork. A lot of us are angry, frustrated, stressed, feel worthless. So if these things make you feel like you want to self-harm, what are some maybe other ways that we can look at that make you not want to self-harm? What are some thoughts that maybe we could counteract those thoughts with to make us not self-harm?
Like, what makes you happy?
Almost done with school.
My dog.
Your dog? Okay.
What are some happy thoughts that you may have, even though sometimes you don't get your way? Do you think that it benefits you?
No, I think there's a lot of times when I don't get my way, but it's for the best that I don't get my way.
So you're learning from it?
Yeah,
Which is
because I need to
positive.
share
That's
the
fantastic.
controls
Yeah.
with the people.
Anybody else feel that way?
I don't feel like we should have to share control.
No?
You think you should have it the entire time? But that's a self.
Do you think it's situational?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But in some instances, having control could be good, right?
Yeah, but like, it's like you lose all of your control, and you just have to give it all back, and you don't want to give up any of it.
So it's kind of like self-harming, like when you self-harm, you lose all your control, right?
But I have control over self-harming.
Do you really though?
With you.
So, maybe not. So maybe having power in a different situation for you could be a way not to self-harm. Find power in a different way. What about anybody else? No other ideas?
Okay, but if you don't mind me asking, with you being said that you're lonely, do you sometimes feel better that you're not around a lot of people, around like schoolwork, when you're lonely, you don't have to do schoolwork, is that a happy thought? Not having to do schoolwork?
I can be lonely while doing schoolwork, I mean, I just. What was the question?
Do you have anything to do to get you from not being lonely? Do you have any friends you hang with?
Yeah, I
Maybe
just, I
they
don't
don't-
like them, you know.
Maybe that'll relieve some stress or?
Yeah, I guess I could go for a run.
Okay.
You could do.
So, what we're gonna do now is, Reggie, can you write your replacements right next to thoughts? So, those are all our negative feelings over there on the right. We've all said what makes us feel this way. So, let's go back to our list and say, like Pepper had already stated, when she doesn't get her way, she feels that she learned something. So, you're learning, which is a positive. So, we can write that under replacements. We can replace our negative thought of being frustrated with a positive thought of learning something. So, yeah. So that's what we really need to work on, is replacing our negative thoughts with our positive thoughts. So, the last thing I just wanna go over is, what we call cognitive, a process we call cognitive self-change. And I just want to introduce it. We're not going to go over it, spend a lot of time on it this week, but next week we're going to really go into it. So I feel like an introduction will be perfect. This is just a simple skill for controlling our lives by controlling our thinking, and it's in 3 steps. Our first step is to pay attention to our thoughts and feelings, which we did today. So we know that. Step 2 is to recognize when there is a risk of our thoughts and feelings leading to us troubling. So we did that by our feelings. We know that those specific feelings are making us feel troubled. And 3 is to use new thinking that reduces that risk, which we kind of brainstormed a little bit today, but we'll go further in depth next week. And then that's all I have for today, and Kvetri is just going to go over the homework.
Okay, for homework, think about 2 situations. When you had a conflict with another person, think back when Kate and Janine had a problem, as an example. What were your thoughts and feelings at the beginning of the situation? Were you upset? Were you sad? What happened? What were you really thinking right then and there? What were your thoughts and feelings as the situation developed? As you got into the situation deeper, were your thoughts changed? Did you feel the same way? Write down the thoughts and feelings you can remember. We will review these situations and your thoughts and feelings at our next meeting. So can you write this down and bring it with you the next meeting? And be prepared to share it if you would like to. You don't have to, but if you would like to.
Thank you, ladies, for your time today. I'll see you next week.